Hey, I'm jumping around. I'm jumping around in Dauntless, the co-op action RPG monster hunting. I don't know. Look at I'm wearing a beaver hat. I'm I got I went out and I killed a beaver, and now I'm wearing its pelt.
This looks really MMO-y.
Yeah, from some some aspects, absolutely, it does.
Does it just have instance towns?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Tally's been playing this, so I should say who all's here. Nick and Mike are watching and gonna commentate, and I'm playing tonight with Tally.
Hello.
Tally has played way more of this, and I'll let her kind of talk a little bit about it.
Way more is a bit of a stretch. Some more.
Oh, way more than me. How about that?
That is true.
So yeah, what is this game? Why are we here? What's going on? Is it blah 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 blah?
Yes, it is that.
Awesome. All right, well that's everything you need to know about Dauntless, and no, is it an MMO?
No, I wouldn't say so. So it's kind of like a Monster Hunter game is what they're going for, but they want to bring it to PC because that's not done nearly as often. And instead of having a leveling system like an MMO, all of your progression is through crafting. So all of your gear, there was talk about getting more skills through like set bonuses for your gear. So you go out and you kill monsters and you get stuff off of them. You get these little chests and come back to town and open them. And then once you have enough, you can make new items or upgrade your existing items and get better at fighting them.
Yeah, so I have. I was semi-joking before, but I really did go out and kill a beaver and made some clothes out of its pelt. And
You made a toque out of it.
I made a toque. Yeah, look at that. Nasher toque.
Locke would be very
I was
happy with
gonna
you.
say, where's Locke?
What I really need to make, though, is a bunny hug. I think I'd have the ultimate gear. But so the chest and arms that I have here, they have this endurance aspect that increases my max stamina. I can't tell, though, from the interface if it's actually applied or if there's something I have to do to turn it on. Do you know, Tally?
I don't. I was assuming it was just all passively applying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Looks like that to me. It seems that
Yeah.
way as well, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're gonna go out. We're gonna go hunt a monster. We're gonna kill a monster, and then, depending on how well we do, I might craft something from that monster. I've played just a couple hours of this, basically enough to clear like the tutorial quests and uh, enough to go and then craft something. So I had something different to show off. So I don't know, like, what's your character class, Tally?
So I'm pretty sure everyone's the same, and basically it's just your weapons that determine your class.
Okay.
Just like Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
So I'm a champion, and I guess then you're a champion, and everybody's a champion.
I thought you were a miner looking at your weapons.
No, those are my two borrowed pickaxes. I don't know what are they called. Borrowed
That does
chain
not
blades.
falsify Mike's statement.
I know.
You're just a dual wielding miner now.
I just said, yeah. You get twice
Gonna
as
go
much
ham
money
on that
back.
deposit, huh?
Yeah. So there's these little posting boards here where you can go and choose something to hunt, and you can do a solo hunt, which I can't do right now because I'm grouped up with Tally, but if you were off by yourself, you could go alone, or if you have the start of a group and you choose something to go hunt, like we'll go hunt this rogue Embermane that has a yellow exclamation next to it, so I'm sure that means everything's good, this is going to go perfectly.
Totally.
Upgrading your weapon and armor is recommended. We'll go for it. Who cares? We'll probably find people who are like way better than us anyways. So it'll group you up with a bunch of other people, and I hope it didn't... Did it drop you, Tally?
I'm loading in.
Okay. Because it only showed me in the party. We'll also see if this does the loading thing that I've gotten on a number of these, which is, yeah, I'm naked! Woo!
I can't wait for the stream to catch up.
Brief nudity. It's full-on Ken doll.
Oh my!
Heyo!
We're going to have to put an age
Cool
date on
airship.
this. So yeah, so randomly paired up with a couple of other people, however many people are needed to fill out the party. There are 4 different weapon types I've seen so far. It looks like there's a sword, axe, hammer, and the dual chain blades. And everybody but Tally is a miner. So up in the top left you have the green bar is your health, yellow is your stamina that is used up as you run and attack and do different things. Below that is like your special attack, which in the case of the chain blades, you have this thing where you can throw them out and pull yourself towards an enemy, or if you're close to an enemy, you can use it to push yourself away. The number of red pips underneath there are the number of uses, and as you attack and combo an enemy, those fill up. To the left of that is your lantern, and there's like a special lantern ability that you have depending on the type of lantern that you have equipped. So I think the current one that I have equipped is it provides a healing area.
Our party member just sent up a flare over here.
Oh. More flares, where? I don't know where everybody is. Oh, there it is, okay. So yeah, the different lantern abilities, the basic one is like it just basically points you in the direction of the monster that you're hunting. No fall damage, whee! When you find the monster, you have a flare that you can send up to the rest of your party so they know what to do and where to go. We are fighting an Embermane here.
He's very fast.
It's very fast.
My goodness.
It's
Yeah,
very
looking at
monster hunter-y at this point, where there's different parts of the monster that you can...
So does it lock you into the animation like Monster Hunter?
Yeah. So like when I'm swinging my things, I can't dodge out or anything like that until it's done.
So is there any kind of animation canceling? Like you could start a combo and then pull out of it? Or is it...
Not that I've seen.
Yeah.
You've dialed it in and you get to watch it happen?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that's actually the biggest problem I have with Monster Hunter is for a company like Capcom, who makes, Devil May Cry and other, like hardcore action games, to not have a cancel seems to be like a deliberate design decision, and I don't like it.
Well, and so I'll counter. What about Dark Souls?
Dark Souls doesn't lock you into like the third hit of your combo though. Like you have to finish the one you're in, but you can still roll out of it and change your mind.
Well, so this is like button mouse clicks, right? So like those are 3 separate mouse clicks. So if I do 1, 2, I can dodge away, or I can do 1, 2, and then there's an alternate one that I can do.
I don't know.
But what you're saying is like this spin thing. Like I can't get out of that spin thing until it's done.
Right. I don't know. It's like Dark Souls has, it also has animation priority, but it's different. Like it's hard to describe, but it doesn't feel the same as a Monster Hunter game.
Yeah.
Like it feels significantly slower.
My lantern's charged now, so I can turn it on and now it's healing people.
Which is good.
So how do you know how close the monster is to death or anything like that?
At the moment, I have no ability that tells me that.
Yeah, I think they're, like, some of the monsters have stages, and that's
Yeah.
one way you can kind of tell, but there's no hit point bar or anything like that.
And,
Yeah,
just kind of have
Monster
to-
Hunter games, usually the monster will, like, visibly, like, change its posture or something.
I got stuck on my party because I didn't want to do anything now.
Okay. Oh, he's dead.
There we go, we win. This one,
Yeah, like
they do take, like, battle damage, right? So, like, you can see all the... Like, it's torn up. Like, it got,
Now,
it got
I
shredded.
don't know, like, it just seemed like he kind of just, like, spontaneously had it.
Yeah. No, I mean, he definitely was just like, hey, that's it. Now we're getting this close-up shot of the ground.
It was like those, remember those action figures as a kid that had, like, the thing that flipped in the chest to show you it got damaged? That's what it was like.
Oh, right, yes. And I think it depends on the on like the, well, they're called Behemoths or whatever, but I think it depends on
S
the behemoth.
plus, look at you.
I know. I'm rocking this. Man, this camera is not rocking it though.
No, it is not.
Oh no.
So are the missions long and drawn out, or is it generally you can run in, find the monster, and just battle it?
Thus far, what I've done, it's been that.
Yeah, it's that. So you have a time limit on the mission, and there's a bunch of resource nodes scattered all over the island that you get ported into. And so you'll probably want to go around and collect some of that stuff too, because you're going to need it for crafting.
Right.
Yeah, crafting.
Because what I
is
remember of,
huge.
you know, I've played 2 Monster Hunter games, and what I remember about those is, yeah, there's nodes and stuff that you can gather from, but sometimes finding the monster was an ordeal in and of itself, even before you fight it. At least this mission looked like you guys just could run in and slaughter the thing and get out. I guess you're probably early enough that that's going to be more true.
Yeah, I mean, the islands aren't super small, but you know, people who've done them before know where the monster starts. So we were following someone in our group that clearly knew where he spawned.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I've definitely gone into ones that I had no idea, and no one else had any idea either. We'd wander around for like 5 minutes.
This
Yeah.
does look real. It has a look. I like that.
It's interesting too when you create your character, you choose your parents basically. Like, so you know you can choose between like a set of faces, and then it merges those two to make your face, which is kind of interesting. And you can tweak it and adjust stuff from there. But I thought that was a really interesting way to do it. Of like, here's some presets, and then let's see.
Is
how
that
it looks.
important at all? Like, is there a story here where your parents matter, or is that just a bizarre character creation method?
So far, all I've seen is like it's just a bizarre character creation thing. Like I haven't seen anything that has an impact. It'd be
There is
cool
currently
if there
no
was.
tutorial whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure.
There's that too, where I'm just like I hopped in here and I was just like it told me, hey, go kill this thing. Like the very first thing you do is you dropped into like the same island that we were just in, where we find the Ember Main, and it's like, go kill an Asher, the beaver thing. I'm like, okay, how? And right before that, you saw on that loading screen, it was like all the controls. And so, you know, I looked at it and I was like, okay, WADs for movement, and I saw a couple of other things. Figuring that as I actually went in there and started attacking, it would be like, okay, hey, now you need to do this to do blah, blah, blah. No, it was all just like,
Come again.
you're in it, buddy, and I hope you remembered what was on that screen, because that's what
Well,
you
you
need
might
to do.
You might want to bring up the tab menu and talk
Well,
about that.
yep, and so then trying to find the map button, I pressed tab, and so it was like this brief flash or something. I was like, oh, wait, bring that back, and yeah. So they do have mapped to the tab key all the controls that you can just bring up at any time. And there's a lot there, too, for you know, something to just flash up briefly, but...
Oh, goodness.
And
And it's cool that it's got the combos right there, though.
there's... like I saw at one point some tooltip screen or something, like it seems like there might be more combos or other combos or something that you can do, or maybe it was just talking about a different weapon than I had equipped.
Let us speak, Slayer.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna turn in these quests. Blah blah blah. You're asking me to do something.
Is there any like
If there's nothing else.
like party bonuses or trading or any of that kind of stuff?
I did just get a bonus from one of the guys in our group before, one of the people in our group before. When I opened up my core, there was a patron, one of the people we grouped up with was a patron. I don't know what that means or what that does. It seemed to have given me more or better stuff than I would have gotten otherwise. I don't know how that works, though. I don't know if that's like a boost that you earn in-game or can buy or what, because right now to get into the beta, you have to buy one of the founder pack things that they have.
How much does that cost you?
For right now, it's $40. Is that right, Tally? Is the cheapest?
That sounds right, yeah.
So 40 is the cheapest, and then they have one at 60, and then I think there's another one at
Like 80 or something.
yeah. And so each one of those gets you different stuff, but then eventually this is going to be free to play. It's going to have an open beta where anyone can get in and do stuff. So I don't know what it's going to look like, at that point. And man, though, look at this. There's some really cool gear. Like, that's the whole point, right? Is that you just run around and you just kill stuff over and over again and craft some good-looking loot. Speaking of, I don't know how I lost you from the party. Get you back there. Alright, let's go hunt a shrike, because that was kind of cool before. We'll just do a rogue one. Might do a Gnasher after this and close it out with the beaver. Wow, I'm stuck in limbo. Help me. Help. I like, just not having played a proper Monster Hunter, right? I've played God Eater, Rage Burst 2, and, those games I've played. Tokiden, which I really liked, actually, for more of the systems than necessarily like the actual combat or whatever, but like some of the underlying systems, and that were really fun, I thought. Are you loading in, Tally, or did I lose you?
You lost me somehow.
I don't know if this is going to pick you up or not. Maybe not, because we're already in the mission. So Tukiden 2 I really liked just because it had some interesting mechanics in regards to like the whole oh shoot, now I can't remember the name of them. It was like the Migitama, something like that, whatever it was, where it's like these dead
I think it was
heroes.
Mitama?
Are they Mitama in that game? Yeah. I think you're right, yeah, they're Mitama. So the whole system there where it's like you can have different things, like your character class is determined more or less by the Mitama that you have equipped. And different ones do different things, and then also you have your weapons that, kind of have some synergy with that. So I thought that was really cool. But the thing I kind of like with this is that it feels more to me like Diablo, so it's more familiar in a way as far as the action of it, of coming in here and just click, 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 and then loot appears eventually. But I really also like the behemoth design so far. Like, a lot of these things look really cool. And the way that they look paired with the art style that has this sort of what was the game I was thinking of? Like his strike kind of reminds me of Oni, like some of the owls that you see when you're in the Blind Forest.
Ori.
Ori.
Oni is the Bungie faux anime game from like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's got a Phantasy Star kind of vibe going on.
Oh yeah, from the Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the, maybe it's just the stream quality, but it looks a little
Whoa.
similar to how Fortnite looks.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. It's got a little bit of that feel
It's
too.
like if Fortnite was ever so slightly more realistic looking,
Yeah.
but it's got the same angular faces and the low poly but not look.
Yeah.
That Owlbear just done took off.
Yeah, he did. He was just like, peace, I don't want
He's
to
like,
deal with this anymore.
Peace out. You're gonna stop minding my feathers.
No, I just came up and shred it while I was trying to mind his own business.
So when I was interviewing one of the lead designers, he was saying that they considered doing procedural generation for the islands, but they really didn't like that, like the effects of that. So all of the islands are handcrafted, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice.
And all of the monsters are handcrafted because they just wanted it to be really cohesive and to have each encounter feel distinct.
I like how the cores like drop from the sky into the ground and then rise back up again.
Only a bee.
Only a bee, I know.
Get good, scrub.
Yeah, it's because Tally wasn't here. She's the expert. Bump. But yeah, I mean, this is, so far from what I played, this seems to be the loop, is people will have quests, and usually it's like, hey, go find me, like, that's part of the, don't go just kill the monster right away, go hunt stuff, in the island itself, so go find, you know, like, iron deposits, or go find tree, like, flowers to harvest or whatever that you need for crafting stuff. So you'll have different quests to complete, and you know, you do those and they give you some rewards. In some cases it's like schematics so that you can craft stuff with the gear that you know, craft new gear with the things that you find from the beasts, behemoths, and in other cases it's just, it opens up new hunts, or what was the other thing? Like, just new things to do. So like, you had to go on a brief quest to be able to customize your gear and add dyes to it. You know, so those kinds of functionality within the world itself. And then otherwise, the loop is, yeah, go in, kill stuff, rinse, repeat. No story, although I think I saw somewhere that they, in the course of this, they were working on something for the beta to kind of have a little bit more of a story aspect to it. And kind of get that dropped in so that it would be in place for the open beta, and then obviously before the game launches. But it's, you know, it's this. It's go out and kill some stuff. Make fashionable new clothes from it. Rinse and repeat.
Well, I think, you know, my comments about Monster Hunter alikes aside, I think this looks really good. I like the addition of a hub world that actually has people in it. Seems like it might make forming hunts a little easier than setting up the online lobbies in some of the other games like this.
Yeah.
It's like it just, you know, it might serve the same purpose, but it just feels a little better.
I humbly await your
Yeah, I mean, like, if there's a little city chat down there where people are, you know, talking with one another that you can go into, and people are looking for groups and other things like that. So there's a lot of times, like last night when Tally and I were checking this out, or, you know, just making sure that everything was good for the stream today, one of the things I looked at was just looking at what people were posting in there, and a lot of it was like, looking for a group to go take on this monster or that monster, or, whatever it is. So people definitely, then people write back saying, hey, invite for this, that, or the other. So that's definitely a nice feature to have in something like this, where as the behemoths get harder, and as you go through, like, you definitely need groups of people to be able to take them down and to track it, and to I'm assuming that there's going to be some sort of skills and abilities that kind of maybe help keep it in place, or do something to make it easier for everyone to keep wailing away on it. 4 players online, no local.
And you only have one character
Oh, really?
currently.
I guess that kind of makes sense, though, if like there's no real customization as far as so here I'm bringing up my loadout screen, and like I've got my armor and then my lantern, and that dictates the ability that I have with that, and then I have the weapon that I use, and then my quick items and my disposable items for healing and stuff. But there's no skill customization, right? It doesn't seem like there's different classes as far as, when I was asking before, it doesn't seem like there's anything that seems to signify I drop points into disabling, or I drop points into poisoning, or into just straight out beefy power attack. I'm guessing that this big axe that I have on my back is my beefy power attack, as opposed to something that's a little bit more agile. So in some ways that kind of makes sense that you don't have multiple characters. But I also guess it depends on what they end up doing with this, if there's anything more that they have as far as character customization. So we should do one more. Go ahead and invite me, Tally, to your group, and I want to see if it drops.
Alright.
If it's just server issues or something like that. But yeah, I mean, like, it's been fun so far, at least a little bit that I've played of it. I haven't, obviously gotten into it enough to be able to say what the grind looks like, but
What hunt do you want to do, Jason?
let's go fight a beaver.
Are those the Gnashers?
Those are the Gnashers.
A rogue Gnasher or a regular Gnasher?
Regular Gnasher. Let's do the full fight where he gets all mad and stomps his feet. And did you play much of the alpha at all, Tally, when you were in?
I played a little bit. I think it was pretty similar, except there were less available monsters to fight.
Okay.
That was what was going on.
Yeah, I know that they. Alright. Back. Sorry about the pause real quick. I just had to check something. So, Tally, you were saying that in the alpha there was fewer monsters for you to go hunt.
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure on that. I did not exhaust the content during the alpha.
And I think, I mean, I've in the patch notes or whatever, I think I remember them saying something about, like, hey, we're adding this monster or that monster, so that seems to hold with at least whatever I read in the patch notes. What's been your take so far of this overall?
I mean, it seems interesting. Again, I haven't really played enough to really feel like I understand everything that's going on beyond the surface level.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems pretty solid for a Monster Hunter game.
Something to fill the gap until Monster Hunter World comes out.
I haven't really played much Monster Hunter, so I can't really speak to that.
That's the thing. I mean, like in playing this, it's different as far as the art style and the way that they're doing the action and stuff. But it is one of those things too where I'm sitting here, I'm just thinking, hey, when Monster Hunter World is... Oop, I just fell off into the horrible black void. Good thing it doesn't look like I suffer any real penalty. Monster Hunter World is now like 6 months out or so, because that's 2018, early 2018, I think. For the consoles anyway. PC, I think, is going to come... Or no, PC first and then consoles after that. So it's something where once that comes out, I'm like, is that just going to eat any sort of, other game up? Just because everybody who's into Monster Hunter and has been wanting a new Monster Hunter game for years and years will now have a Monster Hunter game on PCs and consoles?
I mean, this is a free-to-play game, after all.
Yes, that's true. The price of admission is how good's your download speed.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I suppose it also is what people are looking for. What's the difference, right? Are there
Well, and
things...
at least to me, I mean, probably with my PC background, this feels more accessible. I mean, I've tried to play Monster Hunter. I tried to play it on the Wii, but I couldn't stand the controller. I tried to play it on the 3DS, but I couldn't get into that because I just couldn't play a Monster Hunter game on a very small handheld. And so this on the PC does feel more accessible.
Yeah, and even the control scheme is pretty... I mean, despite what we were saying earlier about, like, oh, look at all these controls, it's pretty... seems to be pretty straightforward with like the actual attack and actions and stuff, and there doesn't seem to be too much with requiring a great in-depth knowledge of, okay, so this is the bow and you need to know with the bow that you need to be at this distance and doing XYZ attacks against this, that, and the other. And if you're going to play then instead the sword class, then this is, like there's such a deep background, it feels like at this point, to Monster Hunter, that getting into it, just playing with friends or whatever is fun, but like otherwise getting into it can feel very impenetrable at times. Oh, we're going to take this beaver down. I never find it at night. It's got like glowing scales. I really like the design. We'll say
Well,
that.
Northern Lights up in the sky.
That, and then also just like we're over here fighting the Masher at night.
Can you throw up another flip?
Oh yeah. His scales on his back are glowing.
I see. Flare looks pretty cool too for this one.
I think that's the one that I get for one of the different founder packs or whatever they gave me in the code. I think it's like the $60 level.
So these things heal, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking forward to one of those things. I'll take all of it. I won't be greedy. I'll be kind. Angry! I'm so angry! One thing I've noticed, I don't know if you can do this with a strike or not, but at least with this guy, obviously we're attacking its tail. You can chop off the tail, and I'm guessing that gives you something that you wouldn't get from killing this thing otherwise. So there is that little bit of Monster Hunter lineage as well. That's where they attack certain body parts of the monster to chop them off, which also impacts attacks that it can do. So when it's mad there and swatting its tails out, or what it just did to me and smacked me in the face with it, it can't do that once the tail's no. Angry beaver! Oh, revive! I gotcha. Let's go get him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, he was running off somewhere. Burrows in the ground, like, you know, all beavers do. I guess? I don't know. Back on the hunt, back on the hunt. Ooh. Exciting. This is the one thing, like, I wish there was a mini-map. Like, up in the top right hand corner there where it says early access, it'd be really, really nice if there was, like, a little mini-map that, I don't know, get gear or whatever you want to do that lets you see resource nodes or something on the map so you can just run to them as opposed to having to blindly hunt. I've never been a fan of just look at something and think and, you know, hope, try and recognize just by how it looks if is that something I can interact with or not. Know what I'm talking about?
I do. This has the compass map like Elder Scrolls, which I hate with a passion.
Just head northeast. Ah, looks like we got a terrible southwester here. That's my New England sailor impersonation. Everybody toss up some flames. It's party time! I miss my dual pickaxes. The axe has a nice weight to it, but just be able to hop in here and pull off a fury combo. I see you've mainly just been using the sword.
Yeah, I started with the pickaxes, but I wanted to try something different.
How are you liking the sword
It's
comparatively?
fine. It's a little slower.
That's This thing has some serious weight to it. There we go. Oh, its tail. Take that. Whoa. Left over. Coming after you. Yay. Bah. Yeah, just drive my axe down into it. Oh. Alright. Well, another successful hunt in Dauntless. So like we were saying, this is in closed beta right now. You can buy into it. $40 is the cheapest, and then up from there it goes to 60 and then 80. Different levels get you different in-game goodies. The open beta, I don't think they've announced yet when the open beta is going to be, but they're looking at a full release date, last time I checked, sometime this year, 2017, so not much of it left now. I got an epic. I got an epic. You got an uncommon. I don't know how that determines that, but yay! Loot! So it's kind of a cool thing, fun thing to do. I think particularly once this is free to play and open to everybody to just hop in. It's a neat little thing to go in and hunt and craft some stuff and make yourself a Nasher Toque. I highly recommend the Nasher Toque. Alright, any last words?
I think we just about covered it.
Alrighty. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. We will have for you next week, actually probably sometime later this week, we're going to do a brief little Destiny 2 stream, since that is out tomorrow on PS4 and Xbox One. So we'll probably do a stream from the PlayStation 4 just to kind of show off what's in the game now that's out and live. And next Monday we'll be back with Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. Another one of those long Warhammer titles, but
That's a mouthful.
it is. But I like it. We'll get into it when we get there. But there's some good stuff in it. There's some good stuff. I hope that they kind of can execute on that well. So, yep. Keep tuning in, and we'll be back for more later this week, and even more next Monday. Bye.